Hey guys, how are all you doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter or episode of RWBY Volume 5, which is on chapter or episode 10. This chapter right here was actually pretty cool, really slick, and I gotta say, it did a nice job, giving, that certain possible development for, one of our main heroines. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what I am talking about if you guys watched the chapter episode. Those of you guys who didn't, you should be leaving now because it's not going to be pretty from here on out, especially if I post a certain thumbnail here and there. So if anything else, let's go. We have to it that after the opening, obviously, we have to it that Ozpin is talking to Crow about what's up with the plans right now, especially what's going on here and there, etc. We have to it that Crow is feeling doubtful about having to fight against Salem. I guess he's feeling because her grasp and her reach is going farther and farther, it's becoming more apparent that this war or fight against Salem is really becoming almost impossible for a certain victory. And we have to it that Ozpin tells Crow that there are some huntsmen and some people out there who are still willing to keep fighting for for peace and prosperity and justice against Salem. I know that for a fact. Even Ozpin knows that sometimes a lot of humans are ignorant and then just listen to what is given to them, and whatever reward they get is gonna give them happiness. Sometimes we have to try to find other people who could try to fight with us, and that's what Ozpin is trying to say. We had to it that RWBY, on the other hand, comes in and talks to Crow and Ozpin. RWBY asks a couple questions about the relic and the Fall Maiden due to the fact it's at Beacon, you know? Although Ozpin says even though Beacon has fallen, I made it a little bit challenging to a point where finding the relic is going to be a little bit harder. And I'm thinking in my mind, that's good. At least you don't put it into a simple place that could be a little irritating, you know? I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm getting at here. Aside from that, we also have to it that, RWBY asked if Ozpin's cane is a relic, but of course, Ozpin knows that RWBY was going to ask that question anyway and says, no, it's not a relic. It has some special features here and there, but it's still valuable to me. And we have to it that Crow gets a call from Lionheart or Leo, whatever you want to call him, the professor or director of Beacon Academy, calls him about getting a raid, you know? But apparently after RWBY heard the good news about that, doing a raid on the bandit camp, she decides to go tell the others and gather everyone around. But apparently Crow and Ozpin are suspicious about Lionheart or Leo's invitation to the raid on the bandit camp. Of course, I'm glad they are suspicious about that, because we have to it that Raven is talking to Leo or Lionheart about this. And of course, Raven asks Leo after setting up the plan for the ambush on Crow, etc. I'm thinking in my mind, yeah, she is crossing a line that I can never forgive. I mean, like I said, or maybe I'm saying it now, I can understand Raven's doing everything she can to protect her tribe, but to sell out her own brother and possibly sell out her own daughter and maybe some other relatives, I know karma is going to hit her hard than ever. Punishment will come to her. There's no denying that. Even if you may invade it or escape it for many months or days or years, it's going to come at you full force on the throttle on your butt. I'm just speaking the truth. Okay, aside from me thinking that Raven's going to get karma, she has to it that she asked Leonhardt or Leo, what does Salem have on you that you're doing this or working for her? Leonhardt's responses to Raven's you're the same reason as you, protecting your tribe or something, or protecting your own life. And Leo knows that he feels guilty and he crossed a line that he can never forgive, and he does not expect forgiveness. Raven, on the other hand, tells him, man up. You did what you have to do to survive. That's it. I'm thinking in my mind, yeah, save your own skin. Let millions and millions of innocent lives and young generation of people training in combat training die. That is your great beneficial factor. You may not realize it, but it's gonna hold your guilt on forever. I mean, Leohart is possibly just following Salem out of fear, and I know a certain reference to that from many other things, but still, I'm thinking in my mind, you're willing to sell out and let millions of people die just to save your own skin. Congratulations, Doc. Be proud of that. Be very proud of that. Whatever. And we have to it that, it switches to a scene with Blake's mother fighting right now and keeping herself alive, while it goes to a scene where Blake actually clashes against Ilya eventually. And of course, Ilya does have the advantage when she turns off the lights in the room, etc. And Blake decided to put the house a little bit on flames because of that's the way to stop Ilya's camouflage. Eventually, we have to it that Blake managed to freeze up Ilya's weapon and she eventually pins her down and talks her out of it. Although Ilya tries to fight against her, Blake's like, look, does your parents want you to be this way, huh? Is this really the choice you want to make and be all remorseful even though you may get results? This is not the way. Blake was trying to tell Ilya that when they were fighting at the same time. And when Blake pinned her to the ground, Ilya finally confessed by saying, I don't know what else to do. What do you want me to do, huh? I don't know what else to do. And we have to it that we get a scenery switch with Blake's father interfering in the fight, where Ilya knocks Blake out, where Blake's father does get stabbed in the back, but he could still keep fighting. I'm thinking in my mind, where the hell is Son? I'm serious. I'm like, isn't he supposed to be fighting against Corsic and Fennec whatsoever? And we have to it that, of course, Blake's father manages to hold off his own, while when Son ends up seeing Blake on the ground, we have to it that Blake's father says, go help out my daughter, you fool. And we have to it that Son, on the other hand, overpowers Ilya in terms of combat and mastery of a staff weapon. I mean, the way how Son fought, was really, really impressive. I was actually stunned. I was like, holy moly, guacamole, And then the moment Son puts Ilya at a corner, we had to it that Blake was trying to tell Ilya and Son to stop fighting. Of course, Ilya does not listen, and she managed to escape Son's grasp, and Son ends up breaking a pillar, and a giant ceiling was about to fall on Ilya. But Blake's father comes in to save her and tells her to get out of there now. And we had to it that Corsic, on the other hand, tries to take advantage of this after being knocked up and beaten. Try to take 2 daggers and try to kill Blake's father while he's holding up the ceiling while he can't hold out for much longer. But thanks to Blake's weapon and her idea of saving him, Corsic, on the other hand, ends up going under the ceiling that Blake's father was holding, and it crushes him, an explosion, and kills him. Pretty much. Corsic is dead. I think that's Corsic. Yeah. And we have to it that Fennec gets really upset about this, but not before we get to see Blake's mother. What the heck am I saying? Blake's mother, Blake's father are okay, thank goodness, except Blake's father got a stabbing wound on the back, while Blake's mother managed to survive, thank goodness. Fennec becomes really upset about this and is about to attack them, but Ilya, who had to change her heart thanks to Blake's words and her saving her, manages to electroshock him, and she cries in grief and despair of what she's done and what choice she led herself to in the path of destruction. We have to it that Blake and the others are okay, and everyone else who are trying to make the attack on Blake's father and mother are arrested. And we have to it that Blake makes a speech, apparently, and says, this is what happens when you allow hatred and rage to consume you. All I know is Adam is making the decisions and making us look bad right now. Blake is making a speech right there telling all the citizens of Menagerie that we have to go to Haven, even means if I have to go by myself. I don't know how to get rid of hatred. I can't. But I know for the fact that it's not going to make anything better. That's for sure. All I know is like I'm gonna go to Haven Academy or Mistral and defend her. And Ilya, on the other hand, confesses that she wants to go too. That's if you will that's if you have me. Therefore, Blake agrees, and one of the security guards or police says, "You're just gonna forgive her for all she's done to you?" And Blake's like, "I am." I'm thinking in my mind, that takes a lot of freaking guts, dude. Really. I mean, seriously. Do you... I mean, you have a good friend of yours and then they're trying to kill you and kill your family. I mean, it's not easy to forgive that guy. It's not easy to forgive that person, honestly. That's the truth. But because of Blake's willing to forgive her and take her to Mistral and so forth, just shows that Blake's father explains to the security guard that Blake has found something that you could find anywhere. Like, you could forgive someone for what they have done, etc. And of course, many citizens of Menagerie wants to come and fight with Blake too. Go to Haven Academy and defend them. And we have to it that many people wants to help out too. Sun, on the other hand, congratulates Blake on the other spot. And Sun, on the other hand, still has a grudge against Ilya and says, "You stabbed me." And she goes like, she couldn't say anything because she's guilty. And then Sun just pinched her on the arm and says, "Now we're even." Funny. And we have to it that Blake's father and mother says, we got to figure out how to do this, you know? Because we got to make transportation. We got to train these guys. I don't know how's it going to go. And we have to it that Blake says, "I know someone who owes us a favor for transportation." I'm thinking in my mind, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that captain from Volume 4, etc. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Aside from that, this chapter or episode about a little bit about Blake, which is almost 80 to 90% of the time, was actually pretty good. And it actually fulfilled a little bit of Blake's arc. Now we have to look forward to like the rest of the chapters or episodes, depending on the situation. Of course, Blake's father says we only got 2 weeks before they make the attack or something. So we have to figure something out, but who knows what. Aside from that, it's gonna be pretty cool. If Blake reunites with RWBY, Weiss, and Yang, I swear, I'm gonna flip my chair and scream in total happiness, okay? My gosh. Anyways, like I said, chapter episode was good. If you guys didn't watch it and just watch this video for a summary of it, I don't know what's with you, but not aside from me being idiotic. Like I said, again and again, chapter was good, episode was good. Looking forward to the next one. Oh my gosh. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Doo-doo-doo!